Check out this clip from Neighborly Discourse with Billy and Steve.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Neighborly Discourse with Billy and Steve.
What's up? What's up?
Billy.
And I am Steve. Just real quick, that light, there's no light on that camera.
Are you one of those people?
Because I just noticed that there's red. Okay, now I see that. Okay. Because red says to me is not working. But I guess.
So if you guys heard episode 103 recorded this morning,
right?
Steve is just a guy and I am the producer. So if Steve sees the red light and thinks that means nothing's working.
Right.
Now we know, that's how it goes.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
You said bodega, right?
Topeka Bodega.
Bodega, right? You know what a bodega is, right?
It's a store.
Okay. And we never talked about this, but do you remember hearing...
Sorry, all that noise, guys. I hear an echo in my sound.
What's her name? Oh my goodness. Jill Biden. Yeah. When she was giving a speech, and she was pandering towards Latinos. I think it was in California.
Yeah.
And she was saying she was talking about different Latinos from different regions of the country, right? And New York something, and Florida this, and California this. Yeah. This is when she said California tacos, right? Breakfast tacos.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, I don't.
You don't remember that at all?
No, I don't pay attention.
Okay. But what was interesting is that when she was talking about New York, she said New York, and she butchered it so bad, I can't even tell you what she said. But I know when she said it, I was like, what the heck is she talking about? And then all the memes started coming out. It's bodega, woman. It's bodega. What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it's like, wow. She's giving a speech to Latin people or Spanish people, and she's not even saying their things right, but she got clowned because she used breakfast tacos to describe Californians, and they were like, it was cringe. It was cringe-worthy. But the fact that she couldn't say bodega, and I'm listening to her, and I was like, I didn't know what she was talking about until a commentator said, oh, she meant to say bodega. It's like, wow.
Wow, a lot of people here today. Yeah. Man, I love street fairs. They got rides, games, and ethnic food cooked horribly by white Americans.
Tacos! Hot tacos here! Oh, are those tacos? You better believe they're tacos! I love tacos, especially on a corn tortilla. Oh, I love tacos on a corn tortilla!
Oh, my goodness.
Family Guy.
They're always ahead of the curve. They never disappoint, man. They never disappoint. That is it right there in a nutshell.
Yep.
And now listen, here's what's interesting. I was listening to, oh my goodness, who was it? Have you ever heard of Alex Stein?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, listen, before I get any further, you have to tell me about football. I've been dying all this time. I know. But this is how it goes. But I'm going to say this part, and I'm going to let you talk about football. Alex Stein, have you ever heard of him?
No.
Okay, just recently got on my radar.
Okay.
And because I heard him on one podcast, it made me listen to him on a different podcast. And in this different podcast, the guy was saying the difference. Alex Stein's he's a comedian, but he feels that he's like center right? Yeah. More like a libertarian, but conservative libertarian, right in that borderline.
All right, I'm listening.
Okay, but the host of this particular podcast is straight up libertarian, no question about it. He's in the middle. And so when they were talking about comedy, the thing that he brought up was that if you're a conservative, you go to a red state and you're a comedian and you use a political joke, you say a political joke about, let's say, abortion, right? As long as it's funny, in that red state, all those conservatives are going to laugh because it's a funny joke. Even though they might not agree, saying your stance, but if you couch it in a way that was funny, they would laugh.
Yeah, because we know it's a joke. We understand there's a difference between comedy and reality.
I came here to laugh. Yeah. You made me laugh, so okay, good on you. But he said, but the problem is when you go to a blue state and you say you crack that abortion joke onto the other side, oh my goodness. Now it's like it's up in arms. Who is this person? Write him up, let's cancel him, let's excommunicate him. He's no longer part of the cabal. And it's like, what happened? Like something happened on the left where everything is political, where we can't
Yes.
just like compartmentalize things and just have fun watching football, have fun at a comedy show, you know, like have fun doing this without it being political. Everything is freaking political.
No, bro, I'm with you. There's The Office. It's an older show, but there's a scene in there towards the end where the two guys come off the elevator, and one guy has an Asian impersonation. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, that's probably offensive." He goes, "No, like," and then Michael Scott, the main character, Steve Carell, stops and he's like, "Listen, it's not. Comedy is where the mind goes to get away from everything, so to speak." And this was 2010. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Wow, is that old?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's that old. So
Okay.
I mean, there's a guy I watch sometimes, Anthony Jeselnik, and he's very, very raunchy, vulgar, all this stuff. And he did one of his specials in San Francisco, and they're like, why are you doing it in San Francisco? He's like, because you thought you guys were the most politically correct. I'm here to tell you you're not. And does his show there. Mm-hmm. And it's true. Certain areas laugh at jokes. Certain areas take it super seriously and are offended on behalf of somebody else.
But
it's so silly.
There's no fun there. Like life has to suck for
Liberals,
people like that.
That's why liberals are constantly chasing after something, because their life has no joy in it. Mm-hmm. They're not living and laughing and having fun.
I believe
they have nothing to fill their gap. I've long said this, that my opinion in my world, from what I see, the most outspoken or most quote unquote woke liberals are older women, either have no kids or have grown away from the kids, have grown up. They're like, they don't have a job, whatever it is. And I can think of off the top of my head 10 people that I know who fit this criteria.
Were you the one that did the last show? Did you say women were stupid? I don't want to put that on you, but I'm just saying, did we talk in terms of?
We have a video out
that
says the left, in my opinion, the left have deemed the most unintelligent of the human race as women, by convincing them it's okay to not be with their family, convincing them it's okay to kill a baby, convincing it's okay that a man can become a woman and be a better woman, and they've convinced them of all that. And the women back all those three things, which led me to believe that women, for the most part, are looked at by the liberals as the least intelligent because they can be manipulated the most.
I was listening to...
And we said this last show, you had brought up that, you don't see this kind of stuff with men.
Right.
You only see it on this side.
Well, yeah, in terms of the transgender thing.
Yeah.
I was listening to this woman commentator, and she was saying, like, she's gotten to the place where she believes that women hate men. Because there's a guy who got banned from all the platforms. All of them. Last name is Tate. Mm-hmm. Supposedly he gives dating advice, but kind of raunchy dating advice. Ever heard of? I never heard of him. But when I mentioned his name talking to Janice, I was in the car with Janice.
Old black dude?
No, that old black dude died recently.
Yeah, he died.
Right?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I'm not talking about him.
Okay.
But that guy seemed to be polished. The guy I'm talking about is Rico Suave. He's a kickboxing champion, in Europe.
Tall, light-skinned, bald dude?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
His last name is Tate.
Yeah.
But all I know is that Micah even knows about him, because I was mentioning something to Janice about and I mentioned his name, and Micah said, "You know that guy?" I was like, "Well, I just heard about him. Why?" You know what I'm saying? She's like,
I've seen him on a few podcasts that I watched.
So what's your thoughts on him, just in general, roughly?
Personally, I think it's a character. Actually, I think it's kind of like, I heard this on Joe Rogan, that Andrew Dice Clay, and whatever his real name is, had an array of imitations he would do. And Dice was one of them. Mm-hmm. And it was so popular, he took it on as his overall persona.
Okay.
And he got rid of all the whole routine he did, everything,
and he just
became Andrew Dice Clay. Yeah.
Okay.
So my guess is this guy had some ideas and he did other things. And like, this is probably part of his personality, but then realized, I'm getting known for this. Mm-hmm. What do they say? No bad publicity is still publicity.
It's still publicity, right?
You know what I mean? Right. So my guess would be
so
he ran with it.
Okay, so you don't believe this is who he is, but the person that he's presenting to be, what's your thoughts on that person?
It's annoying.
Really? Okay, because I have no idea. Because he's gone. Like, you can't find him anywhere. They banished him. And it's
annoying. I get where he's coming from. To nutshell it, women will make the nice guy their friend and date the a-hole. Okay. And that's basically what
he's representing the a-hole.
To the nth degree.
Okay, so the extreme degree.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is funny.
Pretty much.
Because I've heard two women, conservative women, come out and defend him.
Free speech, probably.
Well, so two things. One, they're basically saying, like, the whole idea of
Sorry, guys, I'm bad at this.
Canceling somebody, just like shutting them down, is just beyond the pale. They can't even accept that. Now these are women. One was Asian, one was black. Just to put it in perspective. So we're not talking about.
But they're conservative.
Yeah, they're conservative, and they're or at least right leaning, and they're like, this is ridiculous, right? Yeah. And again, I say they're women, so you would think that these women would be like, this guy is a terrible person, get him off the air. There's like, no, don't shut him down. And the second thing is that they said that he does say some good things. Like, even though there might be some stuff that, yes, you don't want to hear it, whatever the case may be, but you can always turn the channel. But there's some things that he said that are good.
And that's the truth about all this stuff. You can always change the channel. If you don't like what someone is saying or what somebody represents, you can always change the channel. You don't have, like, it's the internet. Right. The entire world is on the internet.
Right.
You don't have to solely watch this guy's channel, his YouTube page, or a YouTube channel, his Facebook page.
He had 5 million followers.
Because it's partly entertaining.
5 million.
I could probably guess that half of them are hate pages. Or hate followers, like just to see what he says, so they can get mad and comment on it.
People who enjoy getting upset.
Yeah.
So it's like the people, I want to be angry, so let me go listen to him.
Yeah, it's like the people who hate LeBron. They buy his jersey to burn his jersey. Well, you just spent $200 on a jersey to burn it. So
Idiot.
He's right. So they probably support him to not support him. Okay, you know what I mean?
But still, 5 million followers. I was just like, and this is someone I never even heard of before. And he's got 5 million followers. But anyway. He's gone off of every platform, and it's like I'm blown away by that. But these are the stakes that we're fighting for right now. Is this type of stuff where people could be deplatformed because they say something that you don't like.
Yeah, and they put it as, to use your term, they couch it as it could lead to harm, so they take it upon themselves. Because Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan yesterday, and I watched some of it.
Really?
And he's like, because he was asking him like, why the censorship and all this stuff. He's like, we think you kind of say what you want. We have an independent counsel that views everything. You can go against their ruling, but the thing is, then, do you censor? You have 10 people. Do you censor, the bad people at the risk of censoring 2 good people? Or do you let all the good people talk and then you have to understand that you're going to let some bad people in? He goes, so here's where we struggle. Like, what is the best action to do? And then I kind of like veered away from what he was talking about.
Right.
But, so I understood what he's coming from. It's like you let 10 guilty men go free as long as one free man doesn't go to jail.
Which I'm 100% for.
And that's kind of what he was saying. He's like, do we let everything go? Because if it potentially could harm someone, we feel it's our duty to stop it, so to speak.
But that's where I struggle with. It shouldn't even be a struggle because you say harm. What do you mean by harm? And I think that the fact that harm is such movies. A loosey-goosey word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And now harm could be, you gave my feelings are hurt. And that's real. That's real harm.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, because of that, we're gonna take you off. Do you understand how how wussification that is?
No, it is, and it sounds like it's like they said the asshole cop was bullied as a kid, and he became a cop, became the power. Now he's the bully. Mm-hmm. So it's probably the kids who got picked on and said mean things to are now running these companies and realizing, okay, well, I can shut you up now. I don't have to go physically harm you. I can just ruin your life by blasting you on social media. Mm-hmm. That's how I look at it. So we got.